Hey, the Gadget Man here with nothing but gadgets, and today I'm going to be walking you through the setup and menu settings on the Ceyomur CY55 Trail Camera. So 3, 2, 1, let's get at it. Okay guys, let's jump right into the setup of this camera. This is fresh right out of the box. So the first thing we need to do is put some batteries in it. On this camera, you have to put the batteries in from the bottom here by opening this little latch here and swinging this door open, okay? Now, if you notice right here, you'll see the positive negative signs on these little battery posts right here. So positive here, remember when you close the door, this is going to be over here, not here. So this says positive, which means that you want the battery, when you're putting it in, to face up. The positive post is going to be looking up, so you'll put it like that. Okay, on this one we have the negative, so on those we'll put the positive down. And I'm using the Amazon Basic AA batteries right here. I have found in my testing that these are some of the best and most cost-effective batteries that you can buy. And so the next one is positive, so we will put those right there. And then negative. Okay, we will close that up, latch that down. Okay, now let's open it up, and the next thing we need to do is put an SD card in. One of my favorite SD cards to use is the Samsung Evo Select cards. I've really had very little trouble out of them compared to all other cards, and they do have a very fast writing rate. And one thing I want to say about these cameras that record in high quality video, you need really a good card. I have a lot of people that write to me and ask me that are having problems with their cameras, and a lot of times it comes down to they're using a very slow class card, a class 4, a class 5. You need a class 10 SD card for trail cameras for them to work best, and the Samsung Evo Select is a very good card, and it's very cost effective to buy. You don't have to have the ultra fast card such as what I used in advanced DSLRs. You can get the 32 gigabytes for around $6 off Amazon.com, and so they're really good cards. Now that we have put the batteries in and put the SD card in, let's turn this baby on and set it up. So how to turn it on is just slide this switch up one spot to the setup, and we see that it's turning on. Okay, so the first thing that we're presented with is the language. It's set to English, but it has various other languages here. So quite a few other languages. All right, and when we're done, we will press this little enter button right here. Okay. And it's asking me if I want to format the SD card that I put in, and yes, always, always, always format the SD card that you use. Use it, format it in the camera. That is a highly recommended thing to do to avoid problems. Okay, now we're into the menu mode here. So there's our menu key, and we will see the mode here. We'll press enter. We have the option of photo, video, or photo video. I'm going to select photo video. Photo resolution. It has a lot of options there, but I want to go to maximum on this camera, which is 20 megapixels. So let's go to the 20 megapixel option. Photo series. How many photos do I want to take? I'm going to set it to 1. Video resolution is going to be 1080p, which is up top, and it has 720p or 480p. We're going to leave it in 1080p. Video length. 10 seconds is good. It has other options. Let's see what other options it has. 5 seconds to 5 minutes. So basically from 5 seconds to 5 minutes, but we're going to put it at 10 seconds. Cycle storage. What this means is loop recording. So if you want it to start overwriting the images on the card, if it gets full, you can set that on. I do not want it to do that because I'm going to be testing this camera. But if you're going to be leaving it in the field for a long time and you want it to continue to record, even after the card is full, it will start overwriting the oldest files to continue recording. But I'm going to leave that off. PIR interval. This is how long, this is also called shot lag, and this is how long you want the camera to stay inactive before detecting new motion. So it's set to 10 seconds. That is quite short. You would get a lot of pictures. I prefer 10 minutes. So let me get to minutes here. 10 minutes. PIR sensitivity. Now this is how sensitive you want it to be to motion. So it has low, middle, or high. I always start off with everything set to high. And then if I get too many false positives where the camera is taking pictures of things, small things or twigs moving, then I will move the detection down to middle or to low depending on the situation. Target recording time. Now, if you want to set a time for the camera to work and a time for it not to be functioning, then you can set this up, okay? It's currently set to off. If you want the camera to work 24/7, 7 days a week, 365, then do not turn this on. But if you want to have a specific recording time, then you can turn it on. In my case, I am doing wildlife recording. So wildlife start to become mostly active around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which will be around 1600 hours, okay? And then they kind of stop moving around 9 o'clock in the morning, but I'm going to set it to 10 o'clock just for good measure. All right, so the camera will not work from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but it will work from 4 p.m. to 10 a.m. So that kind of saves a battery time on it, extending the battery time, and also keeps it from operating in the middle of the day. Generally from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is when it's the windiest, and so you're most likely to get your false positives. Time lapse. If you want to use time lapse recording, basically all the other functions will be turned off and the camera will simply take a picture on the interval that you choose. If you choose to turn that on, you can set it to multiple intervals. You can choose minute or seconds, how long. It's set to 30 seconds, and you can set it to 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour between shots, and it will simply take a picture on that interval. But I do not want that, so I'm going to go backwards here, and I'm going to turn that off because I do not want time-lapse recording. Language, we've already chosen the language. Date and time, we've already set the date and time. The serial number. If you want to give the camera a name so that you can, this will be printed actually on the picture itself or the videos so that you know what the name, what took that picture. If you have like a large database of a lot of different cameras and you want to know what camera took what picture, then you can actually give the device a name. It can be either numbers or it can be letters, okay? I'm not going to use this function, so let me just go back to the menu, and I'm going to turn that function off, okay? Oops, back to the menu here. Okay, we're back to serial number. Now, temp unit. This is the camera does measure temperature, and you can set it to Fahrenheit or Celsius. I live in the US, so I will use Fahrenheit. Beep sound. Obviously, you're hearing a beep sound every time I push the buttons. You can turn that off where you won't hear it. And it sounds like that. But I'm going to turn it back on so you know when I'm pushing the button, just in case you don't catch that on the video. Audio recording. It can record audio, and there's no reason not to leave that on. Stamp. This is what you want to appear on the screen. Yet you have the option of time and date and logo, or just time and date, or just date. I'm going to leave it to time, date, and logo. Password protection. If you want to set up password protection, you can. It'll be a 4-digit PIN code that you'll need to enter every time you turn the camera on and go to the menu or get it or set it out in the field. The camera will not work unless you put this password in. Now, this is an anti-theft device, but unfortunately I have not found it to prevent people from stealing cameras. It just keeps them from using the camera after they steal them. So it doesn't save you any headache. It just gives the person who steals it a lot of headache. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really help you. So I'm not going to use that. Format memory card. We've already done that, so let's go over here. Reset settings. If you want to reset the camera back to the way it came when I first started this right from the factory, then you can use that. But since I just went through all the work to set this up, I'm not going to do that. Version. This will tell you the firmware version of that's in the camera right now in case you have trouble, and you can call in for customer support and they may ask you this version. They may give you an update to it. Okay, so that's your version. And there we go. We are back to mode. That is how you set this camera up, load the batteries, put the SD card in, and go through all the settings. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Gadget Man saying, I'll see you later.